Welcome to WrestleCulture. Sorry, it's been a while this.
It's been a while.
Wow. Yeah.
We're back.
I want to feel it.
Ready to go.
I'm never ready, actually. I always have to adjust this microphone.
There's a lot of building.
Hi, guys.
Hi. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Passion Berlin. A little bit of Punko with a strap. He is gonna give Drew a big slap. A little bit of Kev versus Cody. New tag team champs we might see. The Terror Twins are gonna smash. Liv and Dom and that mustache. If Orton was a fish, he'd be a cod. Look out for Gunther's chubs.
Oh my god.
It's pretty good, though. Alright, stop it now before we get them on. There you go. Good.
I'm Adam Wilbourn from WhatCulture, joined by Adam Nicholas and Phil Chambers from WhatCulture to discuss, well, just tell you about our All In weekend, basically.
Yeah, pretty much. That's the only reason I'm in.
just yet to talk about that, aren't we? That's it.
But before we get into it, if you're a fan of this sort of thing, make sure you subscribe to WhatCulture Wrestling on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Amazon Music, and YouTube. Where we do daily wrestling podcasts where we review Raw, SmackDown, the show formerly known as NXT 2.0, AEW Dynamite, AEW Collision, pay-per-views, premium live events. We have interviews, roundtable discussions, and a roundup that we complete. A bloody good quiz, of course, on WrestleCulture. As I said, though, joined by Adam Nicholas and Phil Chambers for the first time in about 6 weeks.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's not true. Joined
The show is, yeah.
Joined
this
here
is true.
for the first time in about
And
6
you
weeks.
joining us.
Yeah, me bothering to show up for WrestleCulture.
Yeah, where you been?
Yeah.
Huh? You said you were going for cigarettes and you never came back.
Thank you to everyone in the chat. Lovely to see you all again. Thank you for all your donations. I'll get to your questions in due course. I keep getting thrown looking at you, Phil. For people just listening to the
into my mustache.
audio podcast, do you want to explain what you look like now? And do you want to tell us the story? Might as well start there. Of many surprises across
Just
all in
before you do
weekend.
that, imagine that someone who wasn't at the live show just tuned in and is like,
hasn't seen
Have you
any.
done any
Who's that
news or
guy?
anything? You haven't done anything? No.
This is the first thing since
Yeah.
the live show that I've
Yeah.
done. So, it was the WhatCulture live show this weekend. I don't know if you knew that that was going on.
Well, you mentioned, we
We've
promoted a
mentioned it a
little
couple
bit,
of times.
yeah, I
but
mean, that was
not
the
a lot.
long enough promos during each podcast, so you should have known. You should have known.
You'll never get those hours back.
Never, ever.
And it was live at Wembley-ish, obviously. So me and my infinite wisdom thought I'd dress up like Freddie Mercury for obvious
Of course,
reasons.
makes sense.
I mean, who do I think I am? Chris Jericho.
No, you're far better.
And you can't be Freddie Mercury without completing the look and having a mustache as well. So, literally minutes before the show started, in fact, after the show started, technically,
Yeah.
because the entrances had already started, I nipped to a backstage bathroom with a shaver, shaved off all my beard down to the mustache.
Which I'll point
desperately.
out, nobody went to check on, so I don't even want to know what it looked like
I
afterwards.
did clean up
Oh,
after
yeah.
myself. I did clean up after myself. I
Of
didn't
course
just
he
leave
did.
it.
Of
Gotta
course
be-
he did.
Got to be good to the cleaners.
Yeah.
Hey, you want to believe what Max Caster's done in that
Oh, you're
bathroom
not
back
going to
there, guys?
believe
And then
this.
I was done just in time for my entrance and came out and surprised everyone. And it was very much fun.
So when you were running about, because I said I saw you at the corner of my eye,
Yep.
possibly during my entrance, I can't remember, or just before we started, and I thought,
Just before you started, yeah.
what is he rushing about for? Because we'd set everything up. It was a bit of a panic to get everything set up, and thank you to everyone who came, and a bit of a delayed start, obviously. But I was like, we're ready. What's he panicking
Yeah.
about?
I think I can answer that question. I think I can answer it
Go on.
because while I was on stage, just introducing the show and
Brilliant-
getting everybody
brilliant
ready
intro.
to go, what Phil realised in his moment, despite the fact that he was doing this wonderful bit, fancy a bit derailing WhatCulture, I mean, imagine that, was that he realised he hadn't actually switched the cameras on.
Amazing.
Because
while it
I'm
had
an
been-
idiot.
So while it had been in the
did
perfect
not.
position, so he was running around. If anyone can't see, I'm putting both hands either side of my cheeks. He was running around to the cameras like this,
Don't look at
going, ah, and then keeping ducked, trying to
the
turn the
camera
cameras on like that,
Turn
and
it on
then
with your elbow.
run to the next one. And yeah. But actually, I don't think, weirdly, I don't think anybody knows.
Nah.
I think they just thought you were having a really bad time.
So I'd heard rumblings of big things happening. I didn't know about Michael Hamflett's, which I'll not spoil, just for when we put the entrances out. for all the twists and turns and that. But we'd added a little bit extra to everyone's entrances. You'd put the Videotron stuff together, which looked awesome. You'd got me a lei for my Roman Reigns
I
entrance.
also put the Ulafalo on you, but we'll talk about the lei at a different time. Do you know what I'm saying?
But yeah, there was this sort of talk. Hamlet was like, "Have you heard about Phil's entrance?" I was like, "No, don't tell me." And even when we're doing the sound check and stuff, I thought, why are we playing Queen? I just didn't put it together. And then as it started, I went, that makes more sense. Yeah.
I can see that.
The knee slide was spectacular, by the way.
I was quite impressed with the knee slide. I was really worried. It's like a big alleyway, like aisle. That's
Yes,
the
there you
word
go.
I'm looking for here. Down the middle of all the chairs, and I wanted to just knee slide down there as far as I could. And I was super worried that I'd go straight down, my knees would grip, and I'd just face plant straight into the floor.
Which would have
and
been
that'd
pretty
be me.
great.
That'd be
No
it then.
teeth, but you've got a mustache, so at least you can hide it.
Well, Queen plays in the background.
For
and I'm
anybody,
just
of
there
course,
bleeding.
who wants a bit more of a visual, if you'd like to just lift your, it's literally this.
It is literally this.
He literally
Yes.
looks like that, but with the mustache
mustache.
instead of the beard.
The picture is online somewhere if you want to go see it. But I actually got quite far on that knee slide, and I was quite
did.
impressed with myself.
I'm gutted because I missed it, and I'm fairly confident we're going to have missed it on the
Yep,
cameras the way they were laid
definitely
out.
not in the cameras.
Because there was some bright lights at the show.
There were some bright lights, and someone nudged one of the cameras, so it wasn't pointing in the right
and it
direction.
definitely wasn't Phil running around doing this. Definitely done.
But it'll be fine.
It'll be all right.
We've got something.
More from All In a second, I promise.
Of course.
The most important question. Talk me through arriving home to the missus with this unannounced change.
She wasn't in, so I just had a nap on the couch until she got back. And then she just came in. She knew something was going on, I think.
It'd been weird for a few days.
Well, she wanted pictures from the show, and I was like, oh, I'll send you them when I show you them when I get
Right,
home
yeah,
and things.
yeah.
And she knew that I was dressing up as Freddie Mercury. So she knew something was.
She had her suspicions,
She had
I
her
would imagine.
suspicions, I think, yeah.
And she knows you as well, also,
and she
which
knows
is the
me,
other
yeah.
thing.
And she knows that I'm an idiot. And so it was just kind of came through the door and then just stared at me. There was like hardly any reaction. She just stared at me like, what the F is
I can
this?
see your chin.
And she's not stopped staring since.
Yeah, which is good
So-
for you.
I
which
like
is
it.
good, eh?
Yeah. She likes it. She doesn't like the stubble, but she likes the look, I think.
She's
Once
like,
she gets used to it, maybe.
Who's this new man
this
I
new
now
person?
have in the house? That's pretty good.
But we've been together 8 or 9 years, something like that. And she has never seen my chin. So this is the very
Until
first
now.
time. Until now.
Really, though, you've now just got to, however long this period lasts, and I think it should last, by the way. I think it looks pretty good.
Yeah.
I think you should
Get your
have.
votes in the comments.
Yeah, I think
Keep
it
or
looks
no
good.
keep?
I do think it looks good. But
It's going to be the second best mustache in the office by November.
of course, that's very true. But you need to now capitalize on this, and in the time between now and whenever it is that you decide to go the beer back, think of all of the fancy dress opportunities that you can that
This is
involve
true.
a solid mustache.
Starting with Ned Flanders, I assume.
Of
Yes.
course. Ned Flanders, Super Mario, of course.
Yeah.
That you would look fantastic as, I believe, in the whole... Or Luigi.
I've
whichever
got
one.
the outfit for Chucky's dad if you need it.
He's got
There you
Chucky's
go.
dad. That might be one factor that's different for you than this for him, but that's not a problem. We can figure it out.
Chucky's stepdad.
Chucky's stepdad. Let's go. Magnum.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a shout.
Yeah. Bit of Tom Selleck over there. I can see it.
Different
Yeah.
ones for each WrestleCulture. I like that going forward.
Yeah, no pressure.
Thanks, guys.
But thank you to everyone, obviously, who came out, to Wembley and awesome for being in the background of like ups and downs and what went down. But especially, obviously, all the people who came to the live show. 410.
410, which is
410.
frankly insane. We
Three-
did not expect to
3
get this
extras
many.
creeping in just
Yeah.
after I announced there was 407, which is my fault. I went, do you know, I was a stand there like, I've got everything, got out on stage, like, here we go. I was in the zone, everything's good. And I was like, you don't have the piece of paper. You're supposed to like write on a bit of paper
Yeah.
what you should have had. So
Yeah.
I like had to just stare at thin air and imagine there was paper there. But
Slowly counting.
thankfully,
everyone.
someone had said it out loud. So I was like, yeah, I'll do 407. It's close enough.
410 is kind of nuts, though. Like, our last record for one of these was the Philly live show for WrestleMania this year, which was 275. Yep. And, like,
Hell of a jump.
We knew this room was big, and so we had no expectations of selling it out or anything.
We
like
were
that. But
gonna
I
be
don't think we could have
upstairs,
fit
weren't
many
we?
people in there. Yeah, we were going to be in a smaller room, so I'm quite
Yeah.
glad we were in that big room. But, like, we thought, like, 300 would be a good number.
Yeah.
And we've smashed that.
really
so
good.
it's like absolutely ludicrous. So thank you so much.
Even though I
Please come
can't.
to the Vegas show. We're real pressure from the bosses now.
Expectations
Well,
now.
this is it. We can start pitting them against one another and try and top the 400. But I will say this. even though I can't imagine we projected ever in our entire careers the air of a lack of madness and, like calm. I don't believe that.
Yeah.
I don't think that's us. I'm not sure we've got that.
Definitely not.
Even though when you got there, there will have been lots of chairs and it will all look nice and neat. I cannot tell you how long it took to get those chairs because we had about, 270 something?
Yeah.
And then it was like, we need more chairs. And this
We did not advertise this as standing room only.
I wish I'd taken the names of all the people who were at the Crystal Club, and thank you to them all, who were literally dragging like massive stacks of chairs on their back, like, to get them through. And I was like, yeah, that'd be great. Can we help? Well, we can't really help. Sorry, there's tickets.
It's when they started putting the chairs out, and we're like, oh, that's a lot of chairs.
Yeah.
And then like, wait, that's nowhere near enough chairs.
Yeah.
We need to keep this coming.
got-
I remember counting at one point, and I was like, all right, that's 150. Wait, that's only 150?
Yeah.
And it was like, the room suddenly looks quite intimidating, actually, with all those chairs. And we haven't even got half the chairs. That's good. But it was, it was great. I loved it. Like, it's very cool. That's the best part of our job, isn't it? Getting to see all the people. And
it's always lovely vibes. Like, it's the moment, like nervous when just looking at the empty chairs going, holy cow, that's a lot of people. But then in the moment people like start coming in and you start like chatting to people, it's like, this is fine. Everything's lovely.
They came here for us,
I
not
remember
to hate
now.
on us.
It's fine.
That's good.
There's also the bit where we're like, people are like, great show. I was like, was it? We just sort of pissed about on stage doing our entrances, told some stories about UK wrestling. Thunder Rosa just showed up.
Yeah.
And
Which we didn't know until literally she turned up on the stage, whether that was actually going to happen.
Yes, Simon was saying, I'm talking to a manager. I think she's coming. We'll try and get her in. And when I'm doing the like why or something, we'll bring her out.
Yeah.
And then she turned up, and I found out subsequently from Si afterwards. Basically, it was like, yeah, she's going to Wembley now. So if you're gonna have her, you need her right now. Hence why he was like, shut up, Sid. Thunder Rosa, ladies and gentlemen.
Hey, no, bless. Also, while we're saying thank you to Sam and everybody at Sweet Chin Disco because they look after us no end, especially on the audio side of things. But she turned up with such like little fanfare because we didn't know that we didn't even think to, and we didn't have time to even prep like a song for her or anything to come out to. So we've all come out to entrances. And the biggest draw out of everyone
AEW Women's World Champion.
Comes tootling out to like, hi guys.
Probably should have thought of that, didn't we?
Yeah.
Next time.
Sorry, Thunder.
To be fair, it was only even Stevens because her and Stacks both missed out on a big entrance. So
this is true.
And they are of equal caliber.
Definitely of equal caliber.
One's a WWE superstar, one is an AEW wrestler.
I suppose technically Stacks was risking more showing up to us.
Exactly.
This is true.
Incognito.
Yeah.
And the family too, I can't imagine would have been happy.
I want to give a shout out to Marcel Laviolette, who's in the chat.
Hey,
Marcel.
The last time we did one of these was for you, Marcel. There you go. That's how long it's been.
Marcel says the return of the big three: Philly Mercury, the OTJ, and Big Nick with the swanton off the wall. Yeah. The housework has started. Great news.
Awesome. Excellent.
Marcel's going to post some stuff over the weekend. Can't wait to see that. What is a moment from the show that you can talk about? I like that. There's not too many that we can't talk about for once.
I think we were pretty
we were well behaved. I was going to say.
Good.
I think we were well behaved. We can talk about. I was going to say that's.
I think we can talk about it all, which is the good thing. Unless it's like something that happened afterwards, though.
I can tell you one of the things that I remember going, oh no, was when everybody had turned up. Obviously, which was great, and thank you again. Also, Danielle from Danielle Gardner from Future, who came to help us get everybody in. Was a massive help.
That was a wild ride for her, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was.
Welcome to
maybe
wrestling.
slightly more stuffy corporate events, and then these knobheads on the stage.
Us, the knobheads, of course, not yourselves.
So we're going to go out, all pretend to be wrestlers. Then a real wrestler's going to show up. Then a wrestler's going to show up in a hat and a jacket that's going to look quite similar to another one of our presenters.
Yeah.
That was also really funny because we're like talking to her a lot before, obviously, like getting people in. Like
As-
we were both
as
scanning the
professionals.
tickets as professionals with a full beard.
Yeah.
And then disappeared off to go do the live show, shaved into a mustache, went to check that she was doing, and she just kind of kept on looking at me. Like she didn't question
know
it.
you? Yeah.
She didn't go, where's the beard gone?
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
like,
Did he have a
always
beard?
have a
Yeah.
mustache?
Did he have-
So
I
now
don't wanna
she's gone
look
away questioning. Like, I could have sworn he had a beard.
It'd be a
at the
great bit,
beginning.
that. Just everybody grows a beard in, and then right before you just get rid of it and mustache and then see if anybody notices. But yeah, I think when we finally got most people through the door, realizing that they had, and obviously they were doing us a huge favor, but there was only the one bar on, wasn't there?
Yeah.
And then you're like, oh, that's 400 people trying to get a drink,
through
and
that
the
one
queue was just getting bigger and bigger, and I was like, how do I do this? How do I? And then for other events, they've had apparently bars further down the side.
Yeah,
as
they
well.
had some pop-up bars, didn't they, for
But
Sweet Chin Disco?
Given
later.
the fact they turned the building around in just like an hour or something, it was
Yeah,
we were
there was
lacking
literally
slightly in that
massive
department.
weddings the night before that they were still tidying up for when we were kind of arriving.
exactly.
So it was like quite the turnaround.
Yeah,
So
the
we
curtain and
appreciate
the
the patience. to
Yes,
say the
thank
least,
you for that
because
for
was-
everyone. And the curtain in the upstage area hid from the VIPs a child's first birthday party, as far as I'm aware.
yeah.
Yep, pretty much. Just because you don't want to look at that part, apparently. but that's all.
One story I can tell from Sweet Chin Disco, because it was just brilliant chaos that we had Max Caster, as we mentioned. Prince Nana did a DJ set, which was bonkers.
Brought some friends with him.
Max Caster, who was just in the zone initially, wasn't he? He was just making sure he remembered all of his raps that basically he's done over the Dynamite over the last few years. So he wanted to get all that right, which is fair enough. But so I'm making sure everyone's all right and bringing them on stage and blah, blah, blah. And it's like Max's stuff goes really well. Crowd are loving it. It was just chaos. So many people in there. It was awesome. And then it was like, can you go and get Prince Nana? And I was like, yeah, no worries. He was just upstairs chatting to Max. Where's Prince Nana gone? Oh, no, I've lost him.
The one job you had.
And then someone was like, oh, I think he went down through that door. And I was like, oh, he's probably just gone like round the back to watch the show or something, or go and stand outside. Went down, nowhere to be seen. And I'm sort of waiting around upstairs chatting to you guys. Everything all right? Probably. And then I saw a text on like the group chat for Sweet Chin Disco. Like, Nana's coming back and he's bringing Swerve with him. And I'm like, oh, that's going to be cool. But it wasn't just Swerve.
It was
It was
not.
like, he arrived back and I was like, oh, thank God, there he is. Oh, and there's like all the rappers that were there for Swerve's awesome entrance are all in. And there's Swerve. And there's Leo Rush. And there's Mercedes Moné. What the hell's going on? And then I thought, oh, that'd be a nice little, like, ladies and gentlemen, here's Leo Rush. Ladies and gentlemen, here's Mercedes. And no, they're all going on at the same time. It was awesome. Wild. You got a photo shared on Mercedes' socials.
Yeah, so it's like setting up
Is
a
that
camera.
right? Did that go through? Awesome.
Setting up a camera at the front. And I was just expecting it to be a Nana DJ set. I wasn't expecting a gigantic entourage of people and like West Side Gun and things. And so I was just setting up one camera, and then Mercedes Moné came out, and the crowd crush was ludicrous. It was like a wrestling barricade type thing at the front. And like that shot like a foot forwards towards me. And then bent like at a 45-degree angle, and people were like leaning off the speaker stands and things like that to try and like not fall over. And I was like,
man.
I'm gonna get out of here before I die. Moved the camera to the side, and then I was basically just on stage with Mercedes Moné because there was nowhere else.
There's nowhere straight to go.
There was no other space, so I was like, "Hey, Mercedes."
See, I have to say, I feel like I'm really happy that you got that for all the pain and torture and stuff. And to give context to this, I was asked if I would like to help, and I said no.
Yeah,
Because I was exhausted, and I was like, do we need everyone? I said, well, we're going to be good. It's only going to be a DJ set. Phil was like, no, I'm pretty sure we're good. I'll just go down, set this up. You're only going to set it up and
I
come
was
away.
just gonna set it up and
then
leave. That was it.
That literally swarmed, and suddenly that happens.
Like, well,
But
I'm here now, I guess.
I did get to watch all of the flip reverse of maybe you downstairs unaware. I was sat upstairs and obviously just watching the entourage slowly, like a cloud of aura, just slowly make its way across upstairs, go downstairs, and then just realize like, oh, they're all going to hit the ground in about 5 more. And it was just like the floor started rumbling. Yeah, it was crazy.
I had a very surreal moment where, these are all these people. And we've like met Leo Rush before, Swerve. I don't know if he remembered us or not, but he was lovely nonetheless. Prince Nana was nothing but nice and asked me for my phone number afterwards. So,
Big
best
celebrity
mates.
now. In a tux, no less. We need to add that detail.
Oh, yeah.
James Bond over here looked fantastic.
Oh, yeah, Howard Finkel-esque transformation, which was because it was just such a crazy day because we started at like, I think we woke up at like 8. We got there at 10.
Well, we got there, us three got there at 10 o'clock. And that was the beginning.
Yep. And we didn't leave till 3 a.m.
Well, about 20 past.
Yeah, we got home about 4, didn't
We had
we?
to pack everything up and carry it all home as well. So about
And
half 3.
full disclosure, I was like, huge high for the live show and chatting to people. And everyone and we're like, okay, guess we're heading over to Wembley. As Sid said, massive adrenaline dump. You're like, oh, all in. And then a couple of matches, you're like, ooh, I think we should get some food. And thankfully I saw they were selling Lucasade because I was like, well, that's my drink for the rest of the night.
Me and
basically.
Nicholas went for a walk to get some pick and mix. And
Yes,
coffee.
you did.
We were like, what can we get to... Because, by the way, we should point out, it was kicking ass to show up to this point. I was like, I'm having a great time here. However,
Jericho.
I am feeling myself... I was like losing my mind. Do you know, like, I was becoming delusional.
Yeah.
So, and then obviously we realised it was going to be Jericho. I said to Phil, this is the time. If we're going to go, I have no interest. We went. We spent ages, didn't we? We walked all the way up and down Concourse thinking that there's got to be something.
Yeah,
What do we
anything
fancy?
that we can find just to
We'd already had food as well, which
Yeah.
had done a little bit, and then we stumbled across. It was like the Mecca. It's like pick and mix section, coffee. I was like, right, fill that cup full of pick and mix coffee.
They're literally like punching.
Yeah, I was like,
pick and mix
yourself,
down.
rush
get
it down.
more
Like-
in.
So it was
They
like you
just
get a
gave
cup size
yeah.
and you get it in. You don't have to wait or anything. So it was like squashing it down my foot. And meeting people on the way, like, hi guys, 1 second. If I don't have this, I'm going to die.
That's what culture Roy's nearly know how to get their money's worth.
Yeah.
Twist the snake around. So you can
Yeah.
put
Me and
more
him
in.
are both got both feet in each body's cup. Like, and then but the coffee was like nuclear hot as well, so we're
so
having to
hot.
carry it back like this without dropping it.
Yeah.
Not good coffee either.
No, it was bad. But it did the job. It
But
did
it
the
was
job.
coffee.
It did the
That
job.
was the main thing. We can tell the Fox story, Charlie.
Yes. So we do All In. Awesome ending to that. We'll talk about Bryan Danielson in a
Yeah, I
second.
don't want to skip over talking about All In because I have
Yes,
been on an
yeah.
All In high since we left,
Yeah.
basically. So
We finish literally Danielson wins. Me and Nicholas go like, let's go.
yeah,
Because we're filming what went down and we've got to get out and get back across to Sweet
yeah, we
Chin
missed some
Disco.
Tiger driving, buddy.
Yeah. We race out and we're like, oh, let's film it here. We've discovered we're right by the steps by Sweet Chin Disco because it was literally down the steps at Wembley and it's there.
Yeah.
It's the first place you can walk to effectively.
It shows how awake you still were because when we finished, I was like, oh, look, we're right by. And he just obviously figured it out. And I was just like,
Just recognise it from earlier. But we go to film. And I'm like, look, let's not, because normally we're like, let's get a bit of a crowd. We're sort of chatting to people a bit, and then actually get in there and we'll start. We just sort of started, didn't we? We met a couple of people.
about like
from the
6 or
live
7
show,
people maybe there.
and then it started. And then, as always, people, what's going on over there? So a great crowd of people, apart from the ones who booed Eric. Don't do that.
Booty son.
Because I said, oh, I wasn't here last year. 'Cause Eric was being born. They're like, boo. I'm like,
I just want to say, if anybody who's watching who may have been part of the booers, Anna Louise will find you.
She
will.
will find you
And
and
she will kill you.
quite right. And then we film that, and it's like normally that's like whew, done. Go around and get photos with all the lovely people who were part of it, and then it's like another massive adrenaline dump, and then bed. Then it was like, cool, just another 5 more hours then. Let's go to Sweet Chin Disco. But the crowd there was so good. Energy levels, I chucked the suit on, ran out there. Jesus, look how many people are here. And then that was it for the rest of the night.
Thing is, for you, you know how like photosynthesis is a thing.
Mm.
Things need the sunlight. You don't need sunlight. But what you do need is pops.
Pops.
And thankfully, there were plenty of them. And I have never seen somebody maintain a level of awakeness. Like, I like to think I can go when I need to go. I can keep it switched on. And we were all there for moral support. I was like, I am
Yeah, it
not
was
leaving
great of
this
you.
building until he's finished the show. Even though I'm knackered, I was like, I will stay here and have a hard time drinking this beer
Yeah.
while he's downstairs in a suit working his arse off. And I just could not get over it. He was like, eyes were beaming awake. I was like, this man, where's he getting it from?
Ready.
And then I realised it's because he's a dog. And now all the people are popping downstairs. It's like,
Go, hello Wembley, huge
Yeah.
pop. Huh?
Hell,
he's
I'm
like,
fine,
hello, Pop. Is that a Pop.
But yeah, when we brought
I'm in the
out,
Ducks.
when we brought out Nana and the gang, I suppose, we sort of, it wasn't built for
No.
huge wrestling megastars to be sort of queued up by, and it's like the backstage area. You literally stepped out. You're basically in the area where you walk to the smoking area, and then you're just in the arena, in the hall and stuff. So I'm like, right, we'll get him quickly, get him behind the stage so people can't see him, and then but they sort of. They stood the wrong way. They all went in the order they were going to go on stage. I was like, you can't go that way. There's so many wires. You'll just take the whole place off air. So I was like, no, you come up this end. And then I'm like, such a surreal experience. Sorry, excuse me, Leo Rush. I've just got to get past. Sorry, Mercedes. Sorry, coming through. Out of the way.
Man in the tux.
Yeah. So that awesome, all that. And then, we do the show. You get, just so many random people showing up. Show finishes. We leave. We're carrying some bits of equipment.
All our gear, the leftover merch, giant box.
Yeah.
And
Just being
gigantic
passed
box,
around
which was
between
its
people.
own thing.
It was.
It's all whenever you take merch to a show, just remember you have to take it home afterwards. If you haven't sold it all, and let's just say there were some tired boys who weren't quite capable to carry a box that was full of stuff.
But that wasn't the end of our celebrity spotting, was it?
Absolutely was not. There was more. Who was the other one? I can't.
It was Darius Martin and Action Andretti.
Yeah.
Where they sort of turned up right at the end with ELP, not together, but we just.
I didn't see it.
We were like, yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, there's ELP. It was like a thoroughfare, but I was like, where have you come from? Where are you going to here?
It was a
Where did you
real.
come from?
It was a real. So obviously lights all dimmed, and it's 3 o'clock in the morning, and then that last song that was getting dropped, and then the lights went up, and it was like a scene from The Walking Dead. Just like,
Yeah, it's like,
I mean, everyone's had a great time clearly, but there's a lot of drunk people, and then we're the only sort of coherent ones coming through, and then shuffling across the side are an Action Andretti, Darius Martin, and ELP, all like, how do we get out here really quick without being spotted kind of thing. But it was like half empty at this point because it was that time of night, so it was impossible. Shootout, and then, however, later on our stroll home, where some of us were carrying a box literally on our head because it was the easiest way to do it. Nobody else would agree with me, but there you go.
So yeah, we'd lost them a little bit because they'd trotted on ahead of it, and then as we got back to the main Wembley Way area, bumped into them again. And they were just chasing a fox about the streets.
Hey man, what's the deal with foxes, Ran?
Foxes? Literally the exact
Darius
words
Martin
Darius
literally
Martin
said to me,
was,
hey
what's
man,
the deal with
what's
foxes?
the deal with foxes?
Meanwhile, actually,
So he was like, I don't know, have you met a guy
Have you
called
met this guy called Stacks? I think you'd like Stacks. Not helpful at all.
Not
though.
helpful in any way,
they
shape,
will
or-
bite you. Do not go near them. Meanwhile, Action Andretti's there going,
Yeah.
Come here, little foxy.
like, don't get it to come near you.
It's not a dog. That is a wild
It was
animal.
quite. We had to see a fox just in the middle of it's like
Yes.
essentially
Yeah.
in the middle of a city. I know
Yeah.
it's not quite the full city, but you know what I mean.
It was very. And then, bye, Darius Martin and
That
Action
was that night. See
Andretti.
ya.
Yeah.
Enjoy the fox. I
Enjoy
guess.
fox hunting, I
Have
guess.
a good night.
Not like that. Just make sure you don't kill it, and it doesn't kill you. Actually, I just imagine what kind of prep is that for going home the next
I
day?
know, yeah, half
Oh,
3
I'm
in the
exhausted on
morning.
this plane. Oh, you're not getting
Chasing
not getting any sleep.
fox
No, I was
around.
up all night looking for foxes in London. I was having a pint with Basil Brush, so I couldn't go to bed yet. What are we doing? I hope you had a great time, lads. I do. I
Yes.
hope you had a fantastic time. Sorry, couldn't help you more in your attempts.
Quest.
I have just realised and remembered that as we were getting rid of a load of stuff at the end, or trying to get rid of merch, we obviously we saw John Harrison,
Yes.
who did the wonderful
He
theme
upped the
song
theme,
for
yeah.
WrestleCulture, and basically we're just like, "Hi, John, would you, for all your hard work, like some things?" And it was just like, "Want this? Yeah. Well, why don't you have one of them as well?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I tell you what, if you're getting them, you might as well have this as well.
Yeah,
Yeah.
might as well have the full set.
So we're sorry for accosting you, John, and basically bombarding you, mate. But
We just didn't want to carry it.
it did help.
Take it off our
helped.
hands, yeah.
It helped out people, and deserving, I would say, as well. For,
Yeah,
you
definitely.
know.
The amount we've used
hard
this
work.
song on this show, at least we can do is
Absolutely.
give him a t-shirt.
But if anyone would like to sound off in the comments who would be interested in any additional merchandise that was left over,
Yes.
please do, because if we can get enough people who are interested, we were happy to try and
Yeah, we're going to try and
Figure
get
out where
them
to get it
online
shifted
somewhere
online.
and see if we can get
got
them for
all
anyone.
these lovely babies.
I love them.
do.
I love this top, and I love these as well.
There are a couple of these, but not very
Yeah,
many.
not
I
as
don't
many.
think. But yeah, there's a few of those. There's
Plenty of these.
wristbands and posters and things. So yeah.
Stickers if Phil gonna be asked to cut them up, but
Oh yeah.
don't hold your breath. Don't hold your breath.
We don't have all that
One day.
time just to
One
chill
day.
at Crystal Club.
Nah. I might be have some posters as well. Did we say posters?
Yeah, there's a few posters.
All right, still posters left, so you can have them as well if you want them.
Yeah, let us know.
For money, of course.
For money,
Yeah.
obviously.
Unless you're John Harrison.
And you're here at the right time.
Perfect time.
I want to give a shout out as well to David and Robin, who we met 5 years
Yes.
ago in New York.
Yeah.
And then I just saw them in the queue at the end of the live show. And then we kept bumping into them. We bumped into them outside Wembley, gave them some foam fingers.
You're going to get him in trouble here. Again.
And then we saw them again and shared drinks. And that's all I'll say.
Yeah.
So thank you, David.
You've done enough on what went down, you have. I have to say,
He's on what went down.
While the show was on, while you guys were up on stage, I did bump into them at the bar at our live show.
Oh, brilliant.
And I sort of said, I remember you two, and blah, blah, blah. The last time we saw them, they weren't married. And I'd continued to forget his name because I would just always wanted to call him Owen Hart.
Yeah.
David looks the spits of Owen Hart. So I was talking to them both, and then obviously unaware of all of this. And I'll do a little plug as well, because when we met Robin, I think she was just starting off like a sort of a fashiony Instagram type thing where she goes to charity shops and gets clothes that are. And I have literally watched that Instagram just grow and grow and grow and pop off. So it's been really cool. And David was like Mrs. Robin to me, or Mr. Robin. It was Owen until I asked him again. But they were both super sweet. It was lovely to see you guys again. And thank you for sharing drinks with us.
Thanks.
Mm-hmm.
But it was just a crazy weekend. Should we talk about All In? Considering that's what we went down for.
Yeah, we should. We definitely should talk about All In.
Nigel McGuinness brought back Oasis.
I've never seen God before, but I've seen the American goddamn dragon. Oh my God.
It was amazing.
Yeah, but let's talk about Nigel McGuinness though. Holy
The
moly.
Hell of
Gauntlet
a
was
pop.
incredible.
My word.
Ricochet.
Longest pop you could possibly imagine.
Have you watched any of it back yet?
Coming. I've not actually.
I've seen the Nigel
I've
stuff.
I only watched the Gauntlet last night, and I watched the Bryan main event so
I've
far.
seen a clip of Nigel McGuinness's entrance, but that's it.
It is. Like, I'm so glad it came through on TV, because you're always worried it might get lost in the stadium.
Yeah.
But it
loud.
comes through. And he just looks like he's never been away.
Yeah.
The most confident man in the world. Like, yep, cool. You know, sometimes people get overwhelmed if it's been a while. Even Edge when he came back at the Rumble. But he was just like, nope, I'm going to swagger my ass to the ring and kick the crap out of multiple people. It was awesome, wasn't it? It was so good.
Yeah. Ricochet obviously showed up. Garcia returned. Shout out to Vanders, by the way, in the chat, who's told us that Garcia has re-signed with AEW, which makes a lot of sense, really.
Would have been a bit of a pickle if he hadn't.
Jamie Hayter. Jamie Hayter in the point where I thought, well, there's no Jamie Hayter return happening right now. I can go to the bar. There's 10 minutes before the show starts.
Missed the entire thing.
Why is Saraya out there talking about how
saw
she's the best British female? But I missed the Fozzy performance.
Was there a Fozzy performance?
Shame.
Apparently.
Oh, Phil, that must have been with me and you gone.
Yeah. We
Bad
definitely
timing.
didn't see them setting up and realize that was the time to go for a little walk.
That's some bad timing right there.
Nah,
what
what a
about that pick
shame.
and mix though? Am I right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
One of the
Pick a
guys.
mix better than Fuzzy.
Jelly beans greater than Fozzy.
One of the guys from Wrestle Talk posted a great photo on social media of the line for the toilets. There was no line at any point. The great Wembley facilities. There was no line for the toilets at any point other than when Fozzy came out. When everyone went, now we go now.
That'd be so funny. Ew.
Nope.
Silence.
Toilet flush.
Fuck off. Ew.
Yeah, but let's talk Bryan Danielson, AEW World Champion, because it was nice getting to see that with Sige in particular. But what a collective experience that was. Wow. Jeez, from the emotional moment with his family to the bit where I just thought, because you sort of in the moment you're like, oh, okay, look at where we are, look what's going on, what a great ending to a fantastic show. Danielson wins, great, lovely stuff. And then Swerve goes, oh, is that a Psycho knee, or does someone leave a window open, a bit of a draft coming through? And I was like, oh, cool, so Danielson's entire career's dead then.
Career's over and Swerve's invincible. Great. I don't know what to do now. You've broke my brain. It was such a weird thing because we had, let me assuming I get this right, MJF Ospreay.
Yeah.
Then we had the Mercedes Money and Britt Baker match, which I think is fair, under-delivered on what we were all expecting. And that was that. Suddenly the tiredness was creeping in again because I'm like, oh, no.
Yeah.
Like,
I was just going to say, like, we'd already had to go for a walk to get pick a mix and coffee, and we've been going a long time at this point.
And I was
We're
just
sort of counting through on our hands, aren't we? Like, okay, so we've had the Tony's match has happened. You've had the ladder match, the tag match. We've got the main event. There's one left. Oh God, the coffin match.
And then it was like, I need this. Like, Darby, I need you to sacrifice yourself to bring me back to life. And you did. And it was great. So, but like that. And then I think we were all ready. I don't think anybody was dipping for the main event. We were all like pretty locked in.
Stinger had just come out.
Yeah, of course. But like, when you are there and experiencing the best pro wrestling on planet Earth,
I was just experiencing the final countdown.
It will do things to you that nothing else can do.
Yeah.
Like, I was reborn for the third time. I was like, oh, well, it doesn't matter now. Who needs sleep? Dragon's out. So, final countdown. I think I'm up until tomorrow now. Unbelievable.
amazing.
And
Genuinely
Swerve as
incredible.
well was just...
Swerve like understated how good Swerve was in that match as well, in terms of the best counterpoint to what that Danielson character was, of like Danielson like doing it for his family and Swerve going, well, no, I'm just going to kill you in front of them instead. Like, how about that?
I'm doing it for me.
Yeah.
I'm doing it for me.
You said your dad's getting his head caved.
Like, just dancing in front of his kids. Like the perfect counterpoint to that, to tell that story. And just the bits of Danielson just like looking at them and kind of reaching out to them, and like the knee in the back of the head. And, like,
was saying, sorry, go on, I've just cut you off there.
but like the only other clip I've like seen from it, because I want to just watch the match in its entirety, so I've not like been hunting down clips online and stuff, was the bit where he's just screaming "I love you" at his family.
That's literally what I was just about to mention.
Up and it's like, oh my god,
I'm not
you're
kidding,
the best.
man. I've obviously seen it already, and I was sitting in my bed, not last night, but the night before, watching this, and it was like you'd think I just didn't know what the result was. I was losing my mind. He's getting kicked, and he's just like, I love you so much. I love you so much. And he just starts shouting, I love you so much. He's like, oh my God. Good Lord. Love beats hate every time.
So good.
Yes, Dragon. And a little tidbit as well, of course, because he's not here to do it himself. So funny. Michael says we're a die-hard Dragon fan.
Yeah.
To say. His favourite wrestler pretty much of all time. Him and Kenny, it's always a toss-up.
yeah.
But hearing him, and he was playing it up, but it was very real too. Every time Swerve was doing something, when he started the kicks, he heard Sid go, you don't do that to the Dragon.
Yeah.
You don't do that to the Dragon. You're going to find out. It was the best. I was like looking down the aisle going, you don't do that to the Dragon. Oh, it was amazing.
We've got the double whammy because you got, because it's very rare you get both. Normally, especially because of their preferences for wrestling, you either get the full Hamlet experience or the full Sidgwick experience.
Yes.
But
of
we'd already
course.
had full Hamlet when Jeff Jarrett came out and he was like, kick his ass.
Bree wooing all the way to the bank, wasn't he?
Getting retweeted by Karen Jarrett for his ridiculous
Amazing. I'm not surprised. Whoever got those pictures of him,
Yeah.
that
Those
one
two
in particular
pictures.
from behind.
The one from behind with him doing that and the rest of the stadium, but then the other one, the one from the side
Yeah.
as well, because he's just
pure
like
joy.
such a different color to the background.
Yeah.
It's just such like a perfect composition. It's like both of those are so good photos.
I would literally, if I was him, I've already said this, that one from behind where he's just there, it's the whole of Wembley. It looks almost like, it's not, because there were people still up, but it looks like the whole of Wembley is sat, and he's like,
Just him.
Yeah.
I was like, you need to get that blown up massively
Yeah, framed.
and get that framed
Yeah.
and put it in the house. Black and white, in colour, whatever
Yeah,
you want.
like,
That's
get
a
in touch
great
with
picture.
those two people and get them
Get
to
in touch.
send
Yeah.
those original photos.
On your face. So you can see it every morning.
Yeah. It was. Shout out, by the way, Ian Smith asking about how we got on with the AEW screens. Yeah, could have done with more screens, I'll be honest.
That was the big asterisk for me. Why would you miss that one screen off was
The one
weird.
in front of the most amount of people.
Yeah, and then
Makes
the big
no
screens
sense.
weren't in the right positions, and
Nah.
even the ones who might have been sat in the right position to see them were probably getting blinded
Yeah.
by like, the lights,
By the lights underneath
the.
it. It's like that one that is like the other side of the like entranceway.
Yeah.
If there was one there, that would have
Yeah.
covered so many people.
It's
and it
just
would
when
have
you're
been
looking
alright.
at so a lot of the framework, I'm thinking like they could have put one anywhere really, but like the needed to be bigger.
Yeah.
It's still WWE maybe
Bigger
have
and more.
edged the idea of
Yeah.
like how to get the
I will say
screens
they
better.
filled the arena way. I mean, the Taylor Swift stage helped, obviously, but
yeah.
they filled the arena a lot better
Looked
than
better.
they did last time. The whole setup looked so much better.
It looked amazing. It looks amazing on telly when you watch it back.
Yeah.
You're always concerned because you can see a lot of the tops or whatever, but it doesn't. It did
Yeah.
not reflect in the actual
But you
show.
can't get people in a building of that size right up at the back and not give them screens to watch. It's the simplest thing. Oh, people are coming to my show. I would like them to see it, please. That
Especially
would be
those
good.
little beats. Like I literally, until I watched it back, hadn't realized. I thought Swerve had just dodged.
Me
the
too.
knee. I thought he just stepped back.
Yeah, I thought you
Oh.
like Samoa Joe did or something. Yeah,
That's exactly what I thought
no
because I was like, oh my God, he's like swerved the knee.
Yeah.
And he hadn't swerved the knee, he'd literally been
just
hit by the knee.
literally
And
pushed
he
at
went to the buckle and just came out and was like, I'm actually the most hard man in the whole world, so... most hard, good.
Martin Hutchinson says that was my pick that Karen retweeted. It's a screenshot of a video I took.
Hey.
Nice.
Shout out, Martin. I'll read some of the chat because I do apologise. We've just been rambling
Yes.
on here. Hi to Mimi
I'm sorry,
Boris.
unlike the usual
Yes.
organised podcast that we do on a Friday.
Mimi Burry says, does every Dynamite match feel like an Ishii no-sell chop fest to you guys? I'm so desensitized to it now. Have a great weekend. You too, Mimi. I got there was an element of
this.
there was an element of that I got on Dynamite, but it's also Hangman Page, so you sort of allow for it, because they just hit each other really hard, and that DDT on the edge of the apron, where he just
oh my god,
on his head,
so good.
The art of the craft of hooking the little foot at the top of the rope as well was perfect. It was like very smart. And Ishii, I understand that. However, for someone like myself who's taken time away from it a bit on like the weekly basis, I'm kind of I'm right on the hype of All In. So I've literally watched Dynamite this week for the first time for a while, and it felt like it's because I love Hangman as well. So I'm like, give me lots of this, but I can imagine. That was a point I remember very vividly where it was Ishii every week or Suzuki filled that gap and it was the same match. So I do totally get it.
Yeah.
Not for me at the minute because I've been out, but I imagine after a few weeks I'll be right there with you.
Right there. I think for me as well, it's not so much that. It's more like the big multi-man type matches. Like I think this was the problem with the Young Bucks match at All In, was that we've seen it every week on Dynamite for ever and ever. So when you put it on a pay-per-view, it better have like stakes and a good story behind it to actually make it worthwhile.
It needs that motivation.
Because it needs that something extra to like elevate it where it's just a match we've seen on Dynamite 1,000 times. It's hard to pull out of that.
And this kind of goes back to, when you guys are on the pod, you're often talking about the lack of discipline sometimes where it's like, just it doesn't have to be everything all the time.
No. Yeah.
It can be like, just strip it back a bit. And then when it does happen, you've earned it and it feels like this wasn't all the time.
Hi to OG Stem Cell, who's off on a cruise soon. Minus
nice.
2 hours.
Oh, wow.
Hello, real soon.
I hope you're at the airport. Oh, at the airport?
The cruise port.
The cruise port.
At the boat port.
You want to get the plane onto the boat.
Yeah.
That's how everyone does a cruise, right?
Have a great time, Mr. Stem Cell. Steve Nikolakopoulos, Edward Shirazhan says, G'day, handsome gents. What is your favourite wrestling tribute in gear, style, moves, etc.? I love Jamie Hayter with her orange hair being a tribute for the one true journalist, Adam Wilbourn.
That guy. Yeah. I was wondering where it was going, but it got there in the end.
So buzzing to have her back. My one other asterisk would be, I wish she was just on the main card.
Yeah.
But it was still kicked out. Unless you were at the bar, of course, because she did the whole thing for you and you didn't even bother to see it.
And I missed the Mercedes because I was like, what the hell's that carriage doing on the stage for?
Yeah.
Well,
I'm sure it'll reveal itself eventually. Oh, missed it.
I have to say, that was all, like, he, Eagle Eye, caught them prepping it beforehand.
They were like taking something to it. I think they just had literal corgis under their arms and were carrying them.
It did look like they were shipping them off the country or something. It was slightly distracting to have
it was odd.
Random ass carriage. Like, if you're gonna dress the setup a bit, maybe dress it more up than just random ass carriage just at the side. Like,
I don't know if they obviously wanted to do it for the entrance, but they hadn't built the entrance way, so they didn't have a way of getting a carriage out from backstage. So I can kind of
I understand that, but I just think it's weird to have that out for the whole thing and then it's just for an entrance. Whereas like if it had been a carriage, and I'm not saying I want this because WWE do it all the time. A phone box and a taxi cab. A couple of cricket balls. Whatever. Like, it just was. It was weird.
It was
in hindsight, it was probably quite weird. That.
Going back to Steve Nicholas, have
Oh,
you
Nicholas.
shown him the actual pronunciation? Have you shown it to
I
everyone
haven't
yet?
shown him it. I think Hamlet's got it.
Has Hamlet got it?
Hamlet was at the wheel. I've got some bad news for you.
No.
Real bad news.
I've been practicing for ages.
How long's it been?
I think we've all been doing it wrong.
We've all been
and
doing it
Steve
wrong.
has just been a great person and kind of just went along with it. But he did-
Nikolakopoulos?
It's like Nick. I'm sure I remember him saying it's like the name Nicola,
Yeah.
and then
Cope.
Populous.
I'll let him do it again because he'll be there, I assume, in the chat. You could just call him Edward Scissorhands. Shiraz Hands. Oh my God, I did that on the stream as well, didn't I? I did it on the stream. Got it wrong. Edward Shiraz Hands.
Wrestling tributes then. There's some nice ones to Psycho Sid this week.
There was a couple of nods to Bryan Danielson on Raw this week.
Yeah.
I think people had been appreciating the match. I think Ray did. Was it Ray that did the yes chant and Xavier Woods did the yes kicks or something?
Yes.
Right.
There was like a couple of little nods. I was like, someone's been paying attention.
Some nice touches for Bray and Brody by Bo Dallas as well in that Uncle Howdy match this week.
I'm trying to think, there's so many. It's wrestling's
There's
whole
loads,
gimmick is
yeah,
tributes,
there's
isn't
always
it?
I mean, Pamphlet loses it when anyone does any Brett gear.
Well, I was literally just about to say, basically, Punk's entire AEW run
Yeah.
was Brett-related, wasn't it? So
With some kind of tribute to something at some point.
Yep.
I love her. I know it was
I'm bad at remembering stuff like this.
not in a great match, but any Eddie tribute always makes me smile. You the chair. That's my favorite. They're always my favorites, I think.
I'm not sure if this counts as a tribute, but it kicked ass on the night. Just rewind 1 year ago. Punk and Joe doing the reverse Hogan bits in Wembley was amazing. Especially given the context of this is what's happening. Punk using that as heel heat. Yeah. And then it getting flipped. Him and Joe doing the whole back and forth of the both bit was really good. I enjoyed that a lot.
Matt Rains says happy Friday, brothers. Happy Friday to you too,
Friday, Matt Rains.
Big shout out to the Panda Blair for his amazing sign over All In weekend.
Got it on TV as well.
Panda Blair was on TV a lot.
He was.
He was on TV a lot.
Might be again this weekend. He's going to Bash in Berlin.
Outstanding. You love to see it.
Hell yeah.
I love that all of you are dying inside, especially Hamflet. I just want to do what he's doing. Yeah. Why am I not doing that?
Travel every weekend. Yeah. This weekend, we'll go to Berlin. Next weekend, we'll go to Chicago. Never stops. Hey. Let's go. One day.
If he was a real Fed fan, Michael Hamflet, he'd find a way.
On a plane right now.
Instead of umming and ahhing over tickets. I've got children.
Matt also says, has anyone broken the news to Wilbourn about Steve's name?
Yeah,
unfortunately so. I'm hoping Steve's still around so he can give you the phonetic
the full rundown.
Oh, God.
Approach, but you was wrong, boy.
Sorry.
It's a long old time.
That's a lot. I'm going to have to relearn myself
a lot
that.
Of times. That's the thing. Now it's in your head as one thing. To change that, it's even harder.
It also says, cheers, boys. A special Legend Lounge coming soon. Keep an eye out for that one. David Esposito. Great to hear from you as always, David. Happy Friday, boys. My kids go back to school on Wednesday. So the wife and I will be drinking with breakfast that day.
Yeah.
What is your favourite unofficial holiday? We also observe the Royal Rumble and All In. Cheers. I like that. I always keep Eurovision free at Eurovision weekend.
You do always do that.
It's important to me that. Any other favourite?
Unfortunate for me, the Royal Rumble is pretty much always on my girlfriend's birthday, so it's already a sort of holiday, but for not the reason she wants it to be.
Not for her.
Unfortunately.
For you. Happy birthday to you, Phil. Again.
I always have...
Sorry, could you just repeat the question? Because I was double-checking something important there.
David and his wife's kids go back to school on Wednesday, so they're drinking for breakfast that day. What unofficial holidays are your favourites?
Right, okay.
One of mine is the 6th of July, because obviously it's my anniversary.
And nothing else.
Nothing
else. It's almost like that's why the Royal
that
Rumble's your birthday.
I know, I need my own, goddammit. You come alive.
I think, first of all, actually, I always have to acknowledge, because David was the Helen Mirren guy. But also, David, if I'm not mistaken, you were recovering, I'm sure, last time we said, from some health-related
You might be right, yes.
And I hope you're doing all right. But also...
Drinking for breakfast.
That tells me we're on the road, baby. Drinking at the airport is always goated.
Yeah.
No matter what time your flight is, doesn't matter time. Get to the airport with plenty of time. Enjoy a pint. Mm-hmm. You're on the way. You're on holiday. Also, though, I did a lot of drinking during the Euros this year, which was unofficial holiday, but I put official holiday in because I don't have kids and the football is my children. So kiss my ass, kids.
It's a ruptured spleen.
There you go. I know. Well, I hope it is unruptured. Well, I hope it's in good health. David, I do.
Victor says, remember, the 10th of May, of course.
I wish I could forget the 10th of May. It's almost like you and Humphrey shouldn't do promos together.
It was a bit where we were, was it the Monday? I think it was just tired, giddy, worn out stuff. And you were just like, you two, if you live together, you get nothing
Honestly,
done.
if you two lived together, you'd be dead in a week. You'd have died from, dysentery because you just sat there in your own filth for ages, just, laughing. And none of you would go to bed, and you'd be hopped up on sweets and pop.
Yeah.
And then on the pops as well.
Yeah.
You're animals, man.
I'll also mention 420 as a nice unofficial holiday.
I think that's probably official by now.
And it's going to be a busy day next year, because that's night 2 of WrestleMania.
Oh, yeah.
This is what went up
in Las
outside the
Vegas.
stadium.
Never came back down.
In Las Vegas, The Rock versus Cody Rhodes, night 2 of WrestleMania 420. Well, here's live speak.
He's just like, hello, stoned already.
Shame it's not Wally Mania Day, eh? Wilbourn?
Jesus Christ. Yeah, for that specific one, the video is going up as what went up and ups and ups.
Yeah.
That's it. Done.
Tactical Penguin says, I'm sad we're going to miss out on STD. That's Street Trash
Trash
Dom.
Dom.
Mr. Phoenix, real wrestling fans eating good this weekend. Emergence, Bash in Berlin, and NXT. No, merci. NXT and TNA have another double weekend coming up. Bound for Glory and Halloween. Havoc. Or maybe NXTNA Bound for Havoc. Nothing like a cheap plug Jones from Willie Adams. Full Chamber and Who Wants to Play with Nikki Adams. I drop previews for all 3 pay-per-views this weekend, wherever you've hidden pod. Love to you guys. Same to you, Mr. Phoenix. Also, hi to the Panda Blair himself, Adam Blair, who is joining us from a beer garden in Berlin. Screw you!
Kick him out.
Yeah. Blocked and deleted. I can't have much. I'm going to America soon. I'm like, but yeah, don't you have any fun? Huh?
And Ethan McKay says, G'day, chaps. Been a while since I could watch a live stream. Thanks, Sydney time zones. Can we expect an Australian live show in February for AEW Grand Slam? You're damn right.
Put it out there.
Hey, we did 410. Wembo, let's go.
Hey.
Oh, yeah.
Not the only person to ask for an Australian live show, so there's at least 2 people that come.
Yeah.
Depending on where it is in Australia. I think Australia's quite a big country. I don't know.
One of them sitting at the table.
We had someone from Melbourne at the live show, I remember, who was half Scottish because he was saying he was going to come back here.
He's
and
going to move to Scotland. So
he was going to claim
out.
it for his heritage.
Yep.
So maybe that's
hostile
3
takeover.
Yeah.
I like it.
But yes, thank you to everyone who's joining us today in the chat, and thank you for your donations. Before we get to this week's hashtag Bloody Good Quiz, it's Bash in Berlin this weekend.
It is.
I cannot wait to see what that German crowd is like. I'm going to get a sneak peek of it a little bit with SmackDown tonight, although I don't know if that's in the same place as, I know Uberena's the PLE on Saturday.
I think it is. It's just a big
Uberina,
Mercedes-Benz
did you say?
shaped arena.
Uber Arena.
Uber Arena. Okay. It sounds like Uber was like off telly for a little while and came back as Uberina and then didn't wrestle and then went away and came back as Uber again.
Let's hope the arena is more open to changes than our drivers in Philly. Not possible.
Not possible. Well, actually saying that, the drivers in London were much better. I was trying to get one with Hamlet and it was like, we're in the car and I said, could we just add an extra journey on it? And he said, not possible. He literally said, no, sorry, not possible. I was like, okay. Got out the car from where they were getting dropped off. Hit the Uber. Got picked up. Yep, sound. Same guy came back and picked us up. It's like, bro. He's like, well, the thing is, like, you get an extra quid for picking up another thing. And I was like, why didn't you just say that in the cab, though? Just like, why did you just say
just
no?
given you a pound.
I could have just said to you, well, I'll still do it, but you'll be here. Why drive off? If anything, you're wasting petrol.
Yeah.
Mr. Money. Like, it made no sense. He just flat out shot us down and then came back to pick us up. What an idiot. And he was called Mohammed Salah, which I found really funny because I was like, you know, Mohammed's famous, Mohammed Salah.
Just Darryl says, Bernie Sanders meme, I'm once again asking for a live show in Chicago. Please, I've only ever seen the airport in Chicago.
Well, me too, but not for long, buddy.
Yeah.
When are you going?
13th of September
Yeah.
to New York and then there for 5 days and then in Chicago for 5 days. With a little trip to Boston in the middle.
Nice.
Boston PD.
Boston PD.
Boston PD.
And Amanda Slaughter's in the chat, guys.
Hey, hello.
Keeping the office fed for the last few weeks.
She did. Thank you so much for all those. They've been getting us all mega fat.
Yes.
Since they arrived.
Amazingly still going.
Still
but
going.
we did go away for a
We
day,
did.
so that stopped.
Yeah, not the dark chocolate ones. The raspberry
It was
flavored.
that was the salted
salted
caramel
caramel
ones.
Caramel, that was it.
Goated.
Sea salt ones, weren't they? I
Sea
think?
salt, yeah, they were
caramel.
good.
Very
Amanda
good.
says, so Wilbourn and Hamlet are the Beavis and Butthead of WhatCulture, which makes me laugh even more because of that clip you showed me from Saturday Night Live, was it?
Yeah.
The Ryan Gosling.
The Gosling one, yeah. You two would be like Beavis and Butthead. You're absolutely right there. Just,
T-shirts on the heads.
yeah, just sitting there laughing.
Cornholio, and they'd be like, "What
Just-
are you talking about?"
You're a fiend for like just when you're trying to go to bed. He's like, what's this one more video? You put the video on and you're like the Jericho Vortex, only good.
Thanks. Amanda also says, sorry, Amanda's throwing me because she said, "Put the merch on sale. I will work the corner to make money to buy it all." I think it should
It
be
feels
more-
unnecessary that.
Yeah.
But hey, you do you. You do what you got to do to get them
He's
T-shirts.
Any chance, before we get to the hashtag Blue Eagle quiz, any chance Cody or Gunther or any titles really change
wrestling.
hands this weekend?
Oh yeah.
That's what we're talking about. No, not Cody. Or
Maybe the
Gunther, at
tag
least. Maybe the
titles.
tags. Yeah, I could see the tag titles going
Like
back to
Bianca and Jade.
Mm.
I saw some people saying that there might be the turn there, and I was like, I don't see it. They've not built anything like
Yeah.
that on telly.
It's the new like WrestleMania to SummerSlam run. It's
Yeah.
the foreign PLA to foreign
Yeah,
PLA.
yeah, basically, yeah.
But yeah, I think it's one of those ones where just because there isn't a title change does not mean that Cody versus Kevin, obviously Randy versus Gunther is just going to kick
It'd be
ass.
so good, both of them.
You kind of hope that. I mean, obviously, the great thing they're doing here is getting those red hot crowds, and you assume it's going to be red hot tonight. Over to you, Berlin. But like, even though these matches might not be what you pick as your top tier of the matches you could get, they're still going to kick ass, and those crowds are going to be. Whenever they're red hot, it makes it like 10 times better.
Yep.
I was reminded wildly of that at All In, of just like this place is rocking, and then the wrestlers react in kind, and it's just.
Yeah.
It's a really good model.
all
They've
the difference.
really, really nailed it, haven't
Yeah.
Daryl says, Big Nick, drink Malort in Chicago, local and tasty. There's your first tip for the trip.
they?
Yo,
Oh, Lord.
my lord.
Oh, my Lord, my lady. Oh. Yeah, I'll take anybody's Rex. If you got Rex for food and drink, and well, I've been in New York
airport's
before, food
lovely.
and drinking. Similarly, me too. I've done Chicago O'Hare Airport.
Oh, no, sorry. Niehausen says, do not drink Malort. It is the champagne of pain.
Well,
I like how you could have
very
called it
different reviews.
champagne, but you instead just called it champagne of pain.
The lovely Carl Stevens as well says, it is not tasty. This is a trap.
This
Daryl
is a
writes,
trap.
Daryl writes, shut up, chat.
You've been rumbled, Daryl. You've been rumbled.
Right, enough of all this. It's now time for a bloody good quiz. And this week's quiz is brought to you by, this is Rampage, baby. If you want to leave us a 5-star rating on Apple Podcasts. or
AEW
Spotify.
are sponsoring us now, is it?
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
If you want to do that, just
Thanks,
leave us
Tony.
5 stars on Apple Podcasts or leave us a 5-star rating on Spotify. Screenshot it
We need the proof.
and email it to me, adam.wilbourn@whatculture.com. It's been a long time since I've said that. But yes, this is Rampage, baby. Simply gave us 5 stars. Wrote genuinely goated. Wilbourn, Hamlet, Sidgwick and Stacks are a brilliant combination.
Cool. Well, we'll get them on for the quiz. Come on, Phil. We're done here. That's
You're on your own.
son of a. Stacks a part-timer as well. He's expensive part-timer.
Barely 2 days a week, yeah. So this week's quiz is all about German wrestlers.
Yay.
Don't worry. I think it'll be fine.
I'm not worried. Ever.
Just name a German wrestler and then see how long we can go for.
Ooh. No.
No.
That might actually be one of the questions. I can't remember.
No.
10 questions, multiple choice, shout your name, wait for me to come to you. Remember, guys, it's just for fun.
Okay.
And of course, if you need it, you have your phoner. The chat.
Yeah.
Nice, easy one to start. Former German goalkeeper Tim Weiss once wrestled in WWE.
Yeah, he did.
But who did he team with? I can tell you that they were facing Bo Dallas and the Shining Stars at a WWE live event in Germany. But did he team with the Dudley Boys, Cesaro and Sheamus, the Golden Truth, or Breezango?
Oh, my God. Nicholas.
My word.
Give me those options again.
Dudley Boys, DeBar, Golden Truth, Breezango.
Don't remember. But I'm going to say the bar.
I mean, you did it once, didn't we?
We did.
Yeah.
Oh, you want us to do it now, dear?
Just set DeBar.
We are the bar. Yay! Hey! Just a big. He's a big guy. That's
That's literally it. That's the tie.
thanks
Got him in-
WWE.
I think they got him in the PC for a bit.
He was in the PC for a little while because I remember they kept talking about him, and I was like, "This is never going to happen." I've never been more sure of anything in my life.
Who was was it Grant Holt, the English
Yeah,
footballer?
he did actually get in the ring though, didn't he? And it was like
like
what was
local
a
shows,
promotion?
yeah.
Can't remember what it was.
Ludwig Kaiser ended up dating Tiffany Stratton after a game of what?
His whole life is this.
Rock, paper, scissors, snakes and ladders, Kirby, or knock a door run.
Nicholas. Snakes and ladders.
No, dear, that's wrong.
Rock, paper, scissors.
Rock, paper, scissors, I think, yeah. It was one of them. I knew it was one of them. I'm sure I saw her doing this, talking about this. I don't know, why have I seen
Chris
that?
Van Vliet.
Well, there you go.
Maybe it was Ludwig actually talking about it. Yeah, I think they were destined to go on a date. It's basically whoever lost rock, paper, scissors had to ask the other one out.
Yeah.
Now, unless you're going to be a real bastard about that, you lose. Ask me out. Do you want to go out? No.
Psych.
Knock a door run could have been fun there. Go and knock on Triple H's door and run away.
That would have been good.
Do they have Kirby in the States? I don't mean the
pink guy.
the
throwing
the
the
thing that
ball
got you
at
famous
curb.
on Reddit, of course.
Yeah.
I'm
Well,
talking-
got his girlfriend famous on Reddit.
Well, yeah, let's face it. But
Let's
you know,
not deny
it.
Mim.
Had my
Mim
name
was
attached.
I think it's the
wonderful
karma,
talent.
Phil. So, yeah, I'm talking about the football game I was thinking of.
Yeah, where you throw the
Throw a
ball off
ball
a curb.
at a curb and you have to try and make it bounce back.
Miss playing Kirby. Kirby
Yeah.
was class.
Time.
It's
Satisfaction when
nowadays.
you got it.
We should go get a ball. Go play Kirby outside.
We'd be out there for 5 minutes and then we'll be back in.
Man from the
Yeah.
Black Bull.
Yeah.
Oi, stop messing about, you three.
Some kid would either knife the ball in a reverse of the stereotype where the adults are the ones knifing the football,
Yeah.
or someone would just volley it away into the,
Yeah.
onto the main
What do you
road.
mean you're not here for a drug deal?
Yeah. If you're not buying,
A likely story. Kirby, no one plays that nowadays.
let me open that ball. I want to see what's inside. All right.
Right, one each. Question number 3 is all about Alexander Wolf, a former stablemate, of course, of Ludwig Kaiser. The Greeks believed that there was a high possibility that someone ate the meat that came from a wolf-killed lamb would turn into what? So, Alexander Wolf.
Yeah.
Okay, so if you ate
Just give me the goddamn options.
zombie,
I'm in a
vampire,
rush.
statue, or vegan, that's your options.
Zombie, vampire, statue, or vegan?
Vegan, yeah. The Greeks believed there was a high possibility that someone who ate the meat that came from a wolf-killed lamb would turn into what? A zombie?
Killed lamb.
A vampire?
Nicholas.
A statue? Or,
Vampire. I don't know, but
yeah, I thought I might trick you with some of those
yeah.
options.
It's teeth. Oh, so close on
the
vegan.
Greeks.
Look at him laughing at his own, like, but it's so
Stick around. Question number 4. The late great Daphne once wrestled as which political figure? Hillary Clinton, Angela Merkel, Sarah Palin, or Richard Nixon? I am not a crook.
Is it that obvious? Has he gone that obvious? I'm going to say try and speed this along.
Kyle,
Angela Merkel, Nicholas, Angela Merkel.
No, dear, that's wrong.
Obviously. Sarah Palin.
Hey!
Of course.
Of course.
No, Carl Stevens, in a game of Kirby, the ball does not eat things. Just to clarify.
It does not.
I
Unfortunately.
did see an amazing. I knew I was going to get off on a tangent on this. Kirby pillow to nap in. Have you seen this? Have you heard of
Oh, and
this?
you put your head in
Put
it.
your head in
yeah.
it. You're just napping it.
Oh, one of those ones like you see at the airport.
It's like-
It's literally but it's like a foot.
It's just a
Kirby.
big Kirby face
His
that you
mouth
literally just
open
put
and you
your,
just put
your
your
entire
head
head in.
Like
and
if
have
you
a
were
nap.
going to end it all and put your head in the oven, only
Yeah.
it's Kirby's mouth.
Oh, wow.
And you're going for a nap.
Yeah.
No, like, that's the greatest thing I've ever
This
seen.
one. Are we looking there?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the one.
How much is
Have
it?
you read it?
50. That's not bad.
Australian.
50
Yeah.
Australian.
We'll find a work reason to have one of those, I'm sure. Just take it in turns as long as you clean it out afterwards.
Just
Not
if you're
like
gonna-
that.
Gonna get it for Christmas. Maybe order it now. Just to
Yeah.
look at those delivery times.
Yep.
I don't think it's gonna look that good when it arrives.
No, I think it's going to look like something completely different.
Right. So that's 2 each, I believe.
Looks
Yeah.
like ditto when it gets to you. Just melted.
Just a blob.
Yeah. Oh, good.
Question 5.
Yes, sir.
A cage match review of Brackus, the bodybuilder guy,
No.
former Mr. Olympia.
Still no.
Okay. Described him as having a cool demeanor, but moving in the ring like what? A fridge, a corpse, a robot, or 3 children stood on each shoulders in a trench coat to go and see an R-rated movie?
Very good. I like that. I want to say, Nicholas, fridge.
I wanted to say fridge.
Well, you didn't
No,
say it
dear,
fast.
that's wrong.
Would have
What was
been
the
wrong
other cold
anyway.
one? A corpse.
Corpse, rope, or a robot?
The cold
Corpse.
one.
Corpse is a cold.
No, dear, that's
What?
Is
wrong.
it the kids one?
It's the robot.
Ah.
That kids one was all me.
Yeah, it was good, that.
Rubbish.
BoJack Horseman-esque, that.
Oh, this might be my favourite.
Vincent Adultman.
This might be my favourite question. Okay. Which of these is a real German wrestler? Okay.
Yep.
Is it
John Klinger. Nailed it. Points, please.
Boom!
not one of the options? Shout out to the late great
Please don't pull the
Bad
wire
Bones.
out.
Which of these is a real German wrestler? Is it Kendo Stick Nick, Thumbtack Jack, Trash Can Dan, or the stun gun up your bum mum?
Oh, Phil.
It's been a while.
Trash can. No, kendo stick.
Kendo Stick Nick.
Kendo stick neck.
No, dear, that's wrong.
Trash can Dan.
No, dear, that's
It's
wrong.
the thumbtack.
Thumbtack Jack.
Thumbtack
Jack.
It's
Oh.
not stun gun up your bum mum.
That's a shame.
Up your bum bum was that last
Up
one.
your bum mum.
Bum mum. Oh, good.
Just
Even
like
better.
yeah.
Loads of words in there.
Still two each.
Okay.
There's a German wrestler called Maggot.
Okay.
I want you
Right.
to tell me what's the name of his finisher. Is it wAcKy?
Wiggity waggity shot. Oh.
Is it 99 lift balloons?
Wow.
Yep.
Been listening to that
Yeah.
banger today.
Yeah, you've been using that
Nailed
joke a
it.
lot all week, actually. So.
Is it, hang on, where are we? Is it the face fucker? Or is it,
He knew exactly what he was. You could see it. Where is it? It's right in front of him. Just delay. There it is.
or is it lava you than me? Because he's a maggot. So,
I was waiting for one that would sound vaguely, wrestly.
Quick run through them again.
wAcKy,
Yep.
99 lift balloons,
Yeah.
the face effer,
Yeah.
or lava you than me.
Phil, the
Yeah,
face
I
fucker.
want it to be that. I want you to get the point. I want it to be right.
You
Yeah,
did
why have you done
this.
that? Yeah,
You did
Yeah, well, just to let you know, he said face fucker.
Got it.
Did you get that one?
Got it.
Sure you don't need it again?
No, I'm good.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Yes. And that's why he did it to himself, Phil. That's why. Yep.
You know, just like, if you Ilya Dragunov, Brackers, really renowned German wrestlers.
yeah.
Maggot. What's interesting about
What's
him?
it? Oh.
There we go.
Interesting. It isn't Tom Phillips, is it?
Question 8. What's that? 3-2?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Something like that, isn't it?
Yeah, something like that.
Where did Ilya Dragunov work before he became a pro wrestler?
Nicholas, Germany.
Technically correct, but not one of the options I'm going to give you. Was it a library, a comedy club, a pizza parlor, or a crash test dummy factory? But they didn't have enough crash test dummies,
that's
so
good.
unfortunately the staff had to fill in occasionally.
Okay,
Yeah.
thanks for
Yeah,
clarifying
you
that,
got that.
clarifying that one. Yeah. Nicholas, comedy club.
No, dear, that's wrong.
Find things very entertaining.
Does find
but,
things very entertaining.
He looks a bit like a librarian. Let's go with librarian.
Yeah, I like that.
No, dear, that's wrong.
It's a pizza parlor, apparently.
Oh, well.
Imagine.
Was
Do you
that
want
one
us
of
with
to take the
Giovanni
pi-
Vinci?
do you want to take the pizza out of the oven? I got it. It's fine. Ah!
Is that where him and Giovanni Vinci met?
Probably. Okay, question 9. 3-2.
And then there was a girl there as well, and it was two guys, a girl and a pizza bar. It's topical.
Question 9. Remember Alex Wright off of WCW?
Yeah. Chris Thompson's favourite wrestler.
Really?
He's definitely up there.
What is the name of Alex Wright's wrestling school?
Nicholas, Alex, wrong turns.
Good, not right.
Oh.
I'll let you back in now because that's not
that's
one of the
okay.
options. Is it the right stuff?
Yeah.
All the right moves?
Yeah.
You'll feel right at home
Yeah.
in a wrestling ring?
Thanks. Yep. Good.
Or is it 2 rings don't make a right?
Phil, the right stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank God for that.
Fun fact, he trained Giovanni Vinci.
Ah.
Look at
It
that.
all ties together.
Connected. And he
Synergy.
totally meant that as well.
Yeah.
And Vinci's going to My prediction for the LA Night Open Challenge tonight is Vinci, by the way.
He is Italian, apparently. I don't know if you got that from his promo
I got it.
packages, from his promo videos.
I got it.
But he's definitely Italian.
Yep. Subtle, but
Benny
Very
Vinci.
subtle, very
very
subtle.
subtle.
Final question, just for fun. Gunther only follows 65 accounts on Twitter.
And you
they're
named them all.
They're back and forth.
Am I one of them?
Yeah.
Usual stuff. Colleagues. Clearly quite important. Airports that the wrestlers will need.
Smart.
Sports outlets, etc. But which of these does he follow as well? Made me think, why are you following them? Is it the Twitter account F around and find out?
Nice.
Is it the Twitter account CCTV idiots?
Yeah.
Is it the Twitter account crazy memes, crazier fights? Or Juicy Girl 69?
And the best part about this, Phil, is that all 4 of these will be followed by Adam Wilbourn.
Research purposes, yes.
Absolutely. Phil, CCTV idiots.
I want that to be right. Yeah! Yes! He just likes having fun like everybody else.
He likes having fun. He
Loves
checks
it.
up on his airport, he checks up on his sports, and then he
He-
watches
he-
CCTV.
And then let's back this up. So you got your Orton, Cena,
Yeah.
you know,
I already believe you. I just want to go home.
Miz, Wrestle-Ticks,
Yeah.
Stu. Exposing idiots' behaviour from all the world caught on camera. That's what he likes doing in his downtime.
Loves it.
I was like, I know we're
watching
going to find
idiots on
something about you in your
CCTV.
follows.
Closed circuit man. The camera is secret.
Just love that. That and Tampa and Orlando International Airport. Just in case.
Just
Well, there you
in
go. You
case.
learned something. Don't say this show isn't educational.
Exactly, yeah. And definitely about wrestling.
Yep. Oh,
Now,
Centred
the more
heavily.
you know now on German wrestling ahead of
There you
this
go.
weekend.
absolutely.
You are
Well,
clued
Oh,
up.
so if you've done the
You're
intro
welcome.
in full German, I assume you're going to do all the outro in full German for WrestleCulture. 'Cause
Definitely,
that's the
yeah.
kind of effort you would do, right? That's
last podcast before the big
yeah.
show.
That's,
After
it
all,
seems to make sense to me. Like, always Humphrey's favourite. What's happening?
well, maybe it was all
'Cause
just for Mike.
maybe you just never liked us to begin with.
Well, Glückwunsch to Phil Chambers on winning this week's quiz. Okay, won't do it quick enough to do the. Anyway, it's nice to be back. Congratulations, Phil Chambers,
Yeah, congratulations, Phil Chambers.
on winning this week's quiz. You can find him on social media at
Fill My Chambers, and you can follow Adam Nicholas at.
Yep, that guy. You can follow me at Adam Nicholas.
It's been a long week, hasn't it?
And you can also follow Adam Wilbourn at.
Adam Wilbourn. Follow us all at WhatCulture WWE. As I said, make sure you subscribe to WhatCulture Wrestling, wherever you get your podcast from. SmackDown preview is available right now, as well as a preview ahead of Bash in Berlin this weekend. But once again, thank you to everyone who came out to our live show across All In weekend, and everyone came with pictures and said hello and stuff. It was awesome. But for now, this has been WrestleCulture. My thanks to Adam Nicholas, to Phil Chambers. Thank you for joining us, and we will see you soon. WrestleCulture is recorded in front of a live studio audience.
Wrestling.
Auf Wiedersehen.
I mean, Das Wrestling.
Yeah.
Ah, yeah.
Look at you
Nailed
guys. I'm so proud of you. I'm going to leave you now. Just do some bits.
Okay.
Yeah. Thanks
Uh,
for everyone for joining us at the live show.
Bye, everybody. Thank
was
you
really
so
good fun.
much. We'll see you. Hey,
At the
let's do this
next
again
live
next week.
show. And next week.
Yeah.
Doing this again. Are we back? Is that
I think
it
so.
now?
I think we'll do 2
Is
weeks in a
Wacky
row.
Summer over?
Pretty much. I'm going on holiday in a few weeks, but
You said it now.
bye.
Bye.